Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Family Sedan channel. Crypto markets absolutely plummeting today. You have Bitcoin back in the 15,000s at the time I'm recording this. And one of the things that I found interesting is that XRP is just straight chilling most of the day, frankly, the 21st, while you saw Bitcoin down at, given the whatever point in time you're looking, it could be down 3%, 4%, 5% over the previous 24 hours. XRP for a lot of that was up in just a small bit, but to see it in the green and to see it be the best performing top 10 cryptocurrency was interesting. Like even now, as I'm recording, XRP is only down in the last 24 hours 0.03%. It's outperforming the rest of the top 10 cryptos. Interesting, right? And I'll tell you this, most of what I want to cover in this video has to do with the FTX contagion, which I think is spreading. We are not privy to everything that's happening behind the scenes, but I want to catch you up to speed on what's going on. And the reason that the market's dropped so far as I can tell today is out of fear having to do with digital currency group's company Genesis, which needs a $1 billion plus bailout, or else you could have some serious ripple effects negatively throughout the space. And nobody knows for sure what that means, and well, unless you're on the inside, but it could be really, really bad. And don't forget, when there was that Luna collapse in May of this year, major contagion. You had, as a result, other firms collapse. You had Celsius, you had Three Arrows Capital, you had Voyager. And so to sit here thinking that it's only going to be FTX that's going to collapse in BlockFi, it's just, I'd be very surprised if that's as far as the contagion goes. I'd be shocked if that's as far as it goes. And I don't say this to scare people because I think the crypto asset class is going to thrive. So like, if the worst happens, well, it's out of my hands anyway. And if markets plummet, well, twist my arm. I guess I have to buy then. I'm just observing what's happening and reacting in what I think is my own best interest. That's pretty much it. But before going further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice. You definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Now, as I record this, XRP is at 35 cents. Bitcoin's down to $15,787. And it got as low as $15,566, which, wow. And so what's on your screen right now, for those of you that care to look, it's a 24-hour chart of Bitcoin. Now let me flip over to the 24-hour chart of XRP, and you can see for most of the last 24 hours, XRP was actually moving to the upside while Bitcoin wasn't doing so hot. It wasn't until roughly the last hour and a half to 2 hours that XRP started sliding a little bit, although things happen fast in crypto, so who knows what it looks like by the time, I get this video uploaded to YouTube and make a thumbnail for it and all that stuff and get it published after YouTube does all the copyright checks and the processing of the video. Things happen super duper fast, but that's where things are sitting right now as I'm recording this. And the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, I'm actually kind of surprised it's not lower with everything that's been happening. It's at 22 out of 100. So yes, participants in the crypto space in extreme fear, but I mean, gosh, didn't in a few months ago, didn't we see it as low as what, 6 out of 100? I mean, like, bitch, we got the collapse of the world's second largest exchange, and you're chilling at a 22. I mean, all right. I mean, it's not that I want you to be fearful. I'm just saying here. But I woke up today, and I wasn't checking crypto stuff. It wasn't until the afternoon that I looked at anything crypto. And as soon as I checked price, which I'm doing more than I normally do because of the contagion effect, I always, when I look at my phone, I'm like, let's see if anything's blowing up today. And so I saw that prices were plummeting. I saw Bitcoin in the 15,000s. And I was like, okay, well, something's going on. I hadn't checked anything else at all. I hadn't checked the latest news at that point. I just tweeted out the following. I tweeted out, haven't checked anything crypto today. What are we currently afraid of? No. And look, sometimes all you can just do is laugh about this stuff. I understand the severity. It's not like none of us take glee in what's happening here, but it's just so absurd. Everything that's occurred, with that little fro butt nugget SBF and just ruining people's lives, that's awful. But it's just like the absurdity of all of this actually happened, and he was just able to, just without seemingly any real oversight, get away with what he got away with, at least to this point. It's ridiculous. It's completely absurd. So what's actually going on with the price action to the negative here? Well, take a look at this headline from Crypto News Flash from today. Breaking: DCG, which again is Digital Currency Group, didn't find investors. Will Bitcoin and the whole crypto market implode? Now, folks, that's a little hyperbolic, which is why, again, I am warning that things very well may get worse before they get better, but this is not a doomsday thing. Yes, at some point, even if what they're citing here happens, and say Digital Currency Group actually falls apart, would just be crazy because there's a staple of the crypto world, but hey, crazy stuff happens, right? Even if that happens, Bitcoin and crypto and XRP, it doesn't just cease to exist. It's not like there's no utility to be had. It's just the case that a bunch of stupid people did a bunch of stupid things, and a bunch of stupid-ass regulators allowed some of them to do the stupid-ass things, and they got away with it for some time until their own idiocy called everything to tumble and fall apart. But, it's not going to stay like that forever. And this is not a problem of crypto itself. It's a problem with humans and human nature and insufficient, oversight. And it's not that I want burdensome regulation from the SEC or this or that, but my gosh, if you're going to be lending out money and this or that, or it's just, there should be something in place to prevent those behaviors. And it's not. I'm not even saying unique to crypto. I'm just saying if you're running a firm of that magnitude, an exchange or a hedge fund, whatever it may be, well, damn it, there should be something so that you have to prove what you actually have. We don't need more Bernie Madoff situations, but here we have one with FTX. And the contagion is spreading, which is why I'm warning. And I ain't Nostradamus. I'm a dude on Tay Webernets, currently known as Moon Family Sedan, who may or may not be wearing pants. Maybe we get lucky and we don't see the contagion spread, but I think it's going. If I had to bet, I'd say it's more probable than not. So that would mean people get scared, prices go further to the downside. But I'm telling you, I will not be fearful. And if you're ever fearful about it, I can't tell you to buy or sell or hold. I can't tell you what's right for you. I'm not offering financial advice. But if you're ever feeling afraid, you can come on, check out what's going on with Uncle Moon Family Sedan, and maybe I can calm me down a little bit, because it's first of all, it's not good to make important financial decisions based on emotion, but also bad times pass, and when prices are suppressed, even as a result of it seems like the world's blowing up, that's where the opportunity is. Think about what happened with the 2008 financial collapse. My God, people started panic selling. And that would have been, as markets cratered, that would have been the best time to buy. You would have been a genius if you bought, but you feel like an idiot at the time, right? That most people do. I mean, I don't. But markets are, oh my God, how could you do it? It's just going down. Yeah, and maybe you put money in and you don't know where the bottom is, so it keeps going down for a while, whether it's days or weeks or months. But then it turns around, and if you buy anywhere near the bottom, if you did during the 2008 financial collapse, you're pretty good. Works the same in crypto. But here's what's actually happened, and this is how big of a deal this is. So check out this. After the collapse of the crypto exchange FTX earlier this month, fresh developments have turned investors' attention to the Digital Currency Group, or DCG for short, and Genesis Trading. As per the latest report, DCG might be in a situation of liquidating its cash cow, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. And that's GBTC for short. Now, I got to pause here. There are people that are throwing this idea around. I don't know how that works. How would that work? Because you understand, so like I said, there's the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, GBTC. And when I checked the other day, it was worth over $10 billion. Coinbase vouches that Grayscale has the holdings because Coinbase holds them. So they vouched on Grayscale's behalf. Okay, I'll believe that. I don't think that the publicly traded company Coinbase is likely to be lying about it. Okay. Grayscale was acting weird, though. They went silent for the first time ever for a week on social media. That's not normal. They post daily, sometimes multiple times per day, and it was right as FTX was collapsing. Well, what's going on there? That was kind of weird. Not hearing anything from Barry Silbert or Digital Currency Group, which owns Grayscale and which owns Genesis. So how is it that Grayscale could bail out Genesis, which has, as if memory serves, like over a $1 billion hole in their balance sheet as a result of the FTX collapse? How is Grayscale going to do that? And you went, $10 billion Bitcoin. Yeah, okay, but you know why they have $10 billion worth of Bitcoin? It's because their customers bought Bitcoin. They make money on the trading and the fees and this and that. It doesn't mean that the $10 billion is theirs. How are you going to plug that hole? They just have, an extra $1 billion floating around? I don't buy that. Look, if that happens and they got funds I'm unaware of, cool, super duper, I'm glad you plugged it. I don't know how that happens. It's a firm that makes money on buying and selling of the trust, the asset, the trust, GBTC. I don't know how that works. So I see people positing this idea. I'm like, but what are the reasons this makes sense? And there could be something, I don't know. I don't see it though. I definitely don't see it. Piece continues. There are a lot of rumors surrounding this going currently into the market. But to understand this, let's understand the interlinking between digital currency group Grayscale and Genesis Trading. DCG is the parent company of some of the well-known crypto firms such as Genesis and Grayscale. In the entire crypto space, Genesis is the only full-service prime broker and a major company in DCG's portfolio. Besides, the company also plays a critical role in providing crypto access as well as managing risks for large institutions. So let's pause to note the degree to which this is true. And I actually mentioned this in a video the other day. This is just one example of the contagion spreading. Gemini, cryptocurrency exchange that's run by the Winklevi, which is the plural form of Winklevoss, the twins. Their firm, Gemini, they halted withdrawals for their whatever their, it might have been called Gemini Earn, I forget the name of it, but it's whatever the program is that they have where you can hand over the keys to your crypto and then you earn interest on it. It's another one of those. Gemini halted withdrawals from that. Why? Because in order to facilitate the Earn program, I think it's called Gemini Earn, they give your crypto, the keys, to Genesis. Then Genesis gives it out and they have exposure to FTX, and FTX is a Ponzi scheme. So again, this is absolutely massive. It's I don't see how things don't crumble down further. But it's not that I want people to go through pain, but I'm like, if it's going to happen, I mean, it reduces my net worth too, fine, but I'm not going to cry about it because I'm an adult and I understand that these things are actually just opportunities that look scary on the surface. But I'll tell you this. I have a boatload of capital sitting on the side. If we get another notable drop, I will deploy. And I'll be happy to talk about it on my channel while everybody's crying and scared. You can come to the Uncle Moon Family Sedan channel if you're feeling down or scared. And I'll tell you what I'm doing. Can't tell you what to do. Don't want to tell you what to do. I'm not telling you to buy or sell or hold or do anything. But happy to tell you what I'll be doing. I'll be buying insane amounts of cryptocurrency. And if it goes down further, maybe I buy even more then. I don't care, because there's going to be a bottom. I firmly believe that crypto is not going away. I'm an actual believer. I firmly believe that. And so I'm going to place my bets accordingly. Peace continues. However, the crypto winter of 2022 is playing a major spoil sport in the entire show. Genesis started floundering with the collapse of the crypto hedge fund Three Arrows Capital, but DCG managed to rescue it somehow. Yeah, I don't know the specifics of that either, but apparently that happened. DCG rescued 3AC. Okay. Last week, Genesis also suspended payouts for its Genesis Earn program. The company is in urgent need of a $1 billion cash infusion by today, November 21st. If Genesis fails to raise this amount, it could bring a bad image for DCG, which could have a spillover effect on Grayscale as well. Okay, so let's pause here. The word at this point in time is that nobody wanted to bid on that. In fact, so there was, they cite here in the article, what's this guy's name? Andrew, did I have his full name? Andrew Parrish, co-founder of Arch Public, sparked off doubts. He tweeted out, absolutely zero bids for Genesis and DCG raise. Genesis creditors are preparing for an imminent bankruptcy. So these are the reasons the market's been flipping out today. Now, a couple additional things though. Bitcoin Magazine reported this early evening today. Just in, we have no plans to file bankruptcy imminently, said a representative from Genesis. So Genesis is saying no, we're not about to file bankruptcy. And then Michelle Nightingale, who is an XRP community member, responded and wrote, isn't that what Lehman said? Yeah, Lehman said that, yes. FTX said similar things. No, your funds are backed, all this. FTX said the same crap. Everybody always says the same crap when they're in this position, because then if you say anything else, then, well, you know what happens. Then it definitely falls apart. So I don't know. I don't know as far as Genesis saying this, but who's bailing you out? Who is bailing you out, Genesis? I'm not seeing it. So when that becomes real, despite them saying that bankruptcy is not imminent, what do you think is going to happen? What, markets don't tumble dramatically lower, at least to some degree? Well, come on. I'd be surprised if that, wouldn't you? I mean, am I being reasonable here? Like, just to suspect that that's what would happen? I suspect that that is going to happen. I mean, even though I don't pretend to know to what degree, just the idea that prices would go lower. I mean, I think that would be gigantic to have, like the golden boy of DCG just cease to exist and file for bankruptcy. And then the contagion there, my God. Because then what's that mean for Gemini and all the other firms? Because they lent out their customers' funds, And their customers agreed to it. I'm not, Gemini didn't do anything shady. It's just the people that they were working with and then that they were working with, they were doing some shady stuff. So, what a freaking train wreck. All that to say, and again, none of this is scary. I'm just saying, like, if the worst happens, and it probably will, it's going to be okay. It is going to be okay. We've seen this stuff before. People will always be bad, but there will always be good people too. And we're going to live through it. And net worth goes down on paper, but as long as all of us here, as long as we can put food on the table, we got an income stream, okay, fine. We're going to be fine. Because whatever your net worth is on paper, as long as you can take care of the rest of your aspects of your life, like, what does it change in terms of your lifestyle? What does that change in terms? Nothing, right? For me, certainly, at least. Maybe for some people in some way, if they're counting on imminently pulling out funds, okay. I'm not. I, instead, will just put my excess cash into what is a flaming dumpster fire at the time, because it's going to turn into a non-flaming dumpster fire at some point in the future. Whatever the opposite of that would be. You tell me what that is. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Family Sedan.